Before your eyes is a rare sight. A giant shark weighing hundreds of kilograms has just been pulled ashore from the fierce white-capped waves. In just a few minutes, right here on the sand, it will be processed on the spot, a process that is both precise and quick because every minute that passes affects the value of this marine creature. Its estimated value? More than $50,000, enough to turn a day of fishing into a fortune. What turned the ocean's most powerful predator into a multi-million-dollar commodity on the global market? Follow our journey, from breathless moments at sea to sharks being separated on the sand and finally becoming million-dollar products on the global market. Go discover $50,000 giant shark, butchered on the beach, the scene you have to see to believe. Sharks, the ultimate predator of the ocean. With a body length of more than 4 meters and a weight of hundreds of kilograms, they are both a fear and a symbol of the power of the sea. An adult individual can live up to 30 years, dominating vast areas of the sea without any rival. Its steel teeth are strong enough to crush turtle bones and shells. Its giant dorsal fin helps it accelerate like a living rocket. And it is this perfect body structure that makes it a nearly unbeatable predator. But for humans, sharks are not just formidable creatures. They are also a valuable resource. The meat is firm and sweet, rich in protein. The fins, although controversial, are still an expensive culinary item. The liver oil is rich in squalene, used in pharmaceuticals and cosmetics. Skin and cartilage become raw materials for industry. Each part has its own value, adding up to a huge number. This is why a giant shark can be worth up to $50,000. And to get this moment, you must first go through a tense confrontation in the open sea, where humans and sharks enter a life and death battle. The journey begins at sea. To bring a giant shark to shore, the fishermen must rely on both skill and daring. This is no ordinary fishing trip. It is a real confrontation with the ocean's most fearsome predator. Specially designed fishing gear, steel hooks as big as a hand, cables that can withstand hundreds of kilograms of force, because with just one jerk of the tail, sharks can easily break normal cables. When the shark took the bait, the fight began. It struggled violently, stretching the steel cable to the point of making a screeching sound. The enormous force caused the entire ship to sway. This is a test of perseverance. Sometimes it takes hours, but the shark still refuses to give up. It is a struggle between muscle power and primitive survival instinct. Finally, after hours of struggle, the apex predator of the ocean was exhausted. The fishermen won, but no one considered this an easy victory, because any small mistake could cost them their lives. Once the shark is on board, the real journey begins. The ship heads back to shore, where a rare sight will take place, butchering right on the beach. When the shark was brought to shore, the whole community's attention was focused on it. Weighing hundreds of kilograms, this was not only the achievement of the fishermen, but also a very rare event. Normally, seafood would go straight to a processing plant, but in many coastal communities, giant sharks like this are processed right on the sand. Simply because of the sheer volume and also because of practicality. On-site separation allows for better preservation and saves transportation time. The scene was both traditional and urgent. All eyes were on the moment of preparation, when the ocean's apex predator would be disassembled into cargo worth tens of thousands of dollars. And then, right here, right on the sand, one of the rarest of sights will take place. The giant butchering, where the fierce creatures of the ocean are turned into pieces of commercial products. The processing began, a job that was both manual and required years of experience. With a creature this large, each stroke had to be quick, clean, and precise. The fins are removed first. In many Asian cultures, this is the most valuable part, accounting for up to half of the total profit of the fish. Each large fin is carefully cut off, cleaned, and immediately stored in ice to preserve quality. Next comes the meat, firm, sweet, and rich in protein. The dozens of kilos of meat are graded according to quality, ready for different markets. The giant head with sharp jaws is also processed separately, serving special needs. Shark livers, which can weigh up to tens of kilograms, contain oil rich in squalene, a valuable ingredient for pharmaceuticals and cosmetics. This is one of the parts that few people pay attention to, but has great economic value. Even the skin and cartilage are not wasted. They are kept for processing to serve the industry. Every part of the shark, from fins, meat, liver to skin, is exploited to the fullest. Each part has its own value. In just a few hours, the once dominant ocean predator was transformed into tangible commodities, and it was from there that the $50,000 value began to take shape, piece by piece, ready to enter the global market. For many coastal communities, sharks are more than just a source of profit. They are a source of livelihood, a daily meal, and an integral part of long-standing traditions. But from another perspective, scientists warn that many shark species are facing serious decline. Every year, tens of millions of sharks are caught, threatening the balance of the entire ocean ecosystem. It's a paradox, a species that provides a livelihood to humans, but also needs to be protected from disappearing from the ocean. Because if sharks disappear, the food chain will be disrupted, affecting the very fishermen who depend on the sea for their livelihood. The shark story is not only about million-dollar figures, but also raises a big question. Can humans both exploit and conserve so that this creature continues to exist in the ocean? From a fierce battle of wits offshore to a rare sighting on the sand, and finally a multi-million-dollar value chain, the journey of a giant shark has exposed the fragile bond between humans and the ocean. If you want to continue exploring other amazing journeys of the natural world, subscribe to Go Discover and turn on the notification bell. Because there are many stories waiting for you to discover. After the infamous shark hunts that once sowed fear in the ocean, eyes are now on another creature. Not a ferocious predator, but a rare white shadow in the waves, the albino whale. White whales, commonly known as belugas, and even rarer albino individuals that glow all over, have long been a living symbol of the mystery of the icy ocean. Measuring an average of 13 to 20 feet in length and weighing nearly 1.5 tons, they have a distinctive round head that can produce hundreds of different sounds, turning the entire ocean into a never-ending reverberating concert. Belugas primarily inhabit the Arctic Ocean and cold subpolar seas, where they can live for more than 6 decades. In this harsh ecosystem, they play a vital role in maintaining the natural balance by hunting small fish, squid, and crustaceans. Their value lies not only in their rarity, but also in the meat, fat, and oil that have sustained Arctic communities for generations. For indigenous people, the beluga whale is more than just food. It is a cultural symbol tied to sacred rituals and community identity. Today, the appearance of an extremely rare albino individual has inflated their value to unimaginable levels, like a living pearl in the middle of the ocean. Therefore, the image of the white whale always exists in 2 parallel aspects. It is both a masterpiece of nature and a source of survival for people in the polar regions. From the 18th to the 19th century, whaling ships followed each other across the oceans, turning this hunting into one of the most enormous industries ever created by mankind. Every summer, when the ice melts and the waters flow freely, herds of belugas head upriver to find breeding grounds. At that time, the Inuit begin their hunting season, a journey considered sacred and integral to their traditions. Before setting sail, the whole community prepares together. The elders pass on to the younger generation skills that have been passed down through generations: how to listen to the sound of the water, how to read the currents, and even the art of holding a harpoon in a small boat. For them, the white whale is not only a source of food, but also the spirit of the ocean, appearing to bestow only when humans show absolute respect and humility. Each hunt begins with ancient songs, prayers sent into the wind, and ancestral spirit calling rituals, a connection between the past and the present. Although today there are motorboats to cross the freezing waters, many places still maintain the old ritual, using traditional spears, some groups even rowing through the ice by hand to show respect to the sea. From June to August, when Canada's Mackenzie River or Alaska's Point Hope break free of ice, the seas light up with thousands of belugas. This is when the Inuit wait patiently at the mouth of the river, a familiar meeting place for the sacred whales. When a school of fish appears, the Inuit hunters do not rush, but approach quietly. They read every little signal, the rhythm of the wind, the waves, and the fleeting movement of the water. At the fateful moment, the spear must hit the whale's head or gills to let the animal go for a moment, both reducing pain and keeping the hunter safe. Because once injured, the white whale still has the strength to dive deep, pull heavy cables, and can capsize the boat at any time. Therefore, whale hunting is always a collective effort, from the harpooner, rope holder, kayak driver, to observer, all operating in harmony like an ancient ritual in the middle of the ocean. Once a beluga whale is brought ashore, the processing begins immediately. In ancient times, the work was done entirely by hand. Long knives and heavy axes were used to cut away thick layers of blubber and huge chunks of meat right on the cold ice. The fat was then melted into oil, stored in wooden barrels, and once lit up northern cities in the long winter nights. The meat and organs became valuable food reserves, while the bones and skin were turned into tools, weapons, and building materials. No part of the whale was wasted. Everything was vital. Nowadays, with the support of modern machinery, the separation surgery process is much faster, cleaner, and safer than before. Industrial cutting machines, lifting systems, and cold processing lines allow for maximum utilization of each component, minimizing waste and adding value at every stage. The commercial value of a rare individual can reach millions of dollars. Fresh and dried meat enters the culinary market. Fat is used to produce bio-oil and cosmetics, and skin and bones serve handicrafts as well as scientific research. From a solitary creature in the icy ocean, it was transformed into a huge resource, nurturing an entire community in many aspects of life. Today, the world is still fiercely debating about whaling. Although the International Whaling Commission, IWC, banned commercial hunting in 1986, some countries such as Japan, Norway, and Iceland continue to hunt whales for research or traditional reasons. Meanwhile, indigenous peoples in Greenland and Alaska consider whales a pillar of their lives. Supporters see it as a cultural and survival necessity, while opponents see it as cruel and driving a rare species to the brink of extinction. Images of protests at the whaling port have become a clear demonstration of the confrontation between tradition and conservation, where the fate of the beluga whale remains in a never-ending debate. The number of white whales in the wild is declining rapidly, with many populations down to just a few thousand individuals, facing the risk of disappearing forever. This situation has sparked a series of global efforts, establishing reserves in the Arctic Ocean, restricting maritime traffic, installing devices to track migration routes, and raising public awareness of the importance of this species. A new direction is also emerging: whale-watching ecotourism. It both preserves the legendary creatures and provides sustainable benefits to local fishermen. Perhaps the future of the beluga whale lies not in the hunter's spear, but in the delicate balance between development and conservation. The beluga whale, both a masterpiece of nature and the center of endless debate. What is tradition? What is cruelty? The answer lies in each person's perspective. And if you want to continue to explore the strange journeys and priceless values of the planet, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next story.